Welcome to Module 3 of the Ultimate GFE Masterclass. So far, you've learned what GFE truly is and how to craft a magnetic persona. Now it's time to unlock the real seduction strategy, emotional engagement. This is where your voice becomes unforgettable, not just alluring, but emotionally addictive. It's where your callers stop seeing you as entertainment and start feeling like you're a real presence in their life. Because here's the truth. Anyone can make a man finish. But not everyone can make him feel. That's where the real money is. Emotional seduction isn't about how dirty you talk. It's about how deeply you're able to reach into his inner world and make space for desire, connection, even comfort, all wrapped in fantasy. On NiteFlirt, emotional engagement is everything. Your callers aren't just there to hear schmexy sounds. They're often lonely, curious, unfulfilled, or looking for a release that goes far beyond the physical. What they crave is recognition. And when you can give that to them, they will follow you anywhere. So how do you create that kind of connection? Over a phone line. It begins with listening. Not passive listening, but active emotional listening. You're not just waiting for your turn to speak. You're tuning into how they speak, their pace, their tone, their hesitations, the pauses between their words, the things they don't say but almost do. You're listening with your energy, not just your ears. When you reflect back what you hear, softly, gently, without pressure, something magic happens. He feels seen. And when a man feels seen, he opens. That's when trust forms. That's when the emotional current starts flowing. That's when you become someone he starts to need. You can even begin to create shared memories. Not real ones, of course, but believable ones. You might say something like, "Remember that night we talked about your favorite book and I told you mine? I was thinking about that today." Suddenly, you're not just a voice. You're part of his past. You've been with him longer than you actually have. That's emotional time travel. And it works. One of the most powerful tools in emotional seduction is fantasy anchoring. This is when you give a specific moment in the call a symbolic meaning. Maybe it's the first time he called you baby. Maybe it's the way you say his name right before he finishes. Maybe it's a routine you do every Friday night. These moments become anchors, and anchors are irresistible. Another way to deepen emotional connection is to create emotional safety loops. That simply means knowing how to guide a client back into comfort when he starts to feel vulnerable. If he opens up and gets quiet, if he shares something personal and then pulls back, you become his emotional reset. A soft tone, a little laugh, a gentle reassurance. You become the one who holds space, and that makes you priceless. Now let's talk about storytelling. In the GFE world, storytelling is how you seduce with emotion, not just schmecks. You might describe a dream you had about the two of you, a fantasy of a weekend getaway, the way it felt to fall asleep on his chest. You paint scenes. You create emotional movies with your voice. And the more vivid your imagination, the deeper the trance becomes. But this isn't just about performance. The best emotional engagement happens when you feel grounded, when you're relaxed, when your voice flows like you're already in the moment, not performing, just being. Because presence is powerful, and in GFE, presence is everything. When your client hears that you're really with him, not distracted, not fake, but fully there, he bonds. And when bonding happens, loyalty follows. That's the formula. Not scripts, not tricks, just presence, pacing, and emotional rhythm. Remember, you don't have to solve their problems. You're not their therapist. You're their emotional playground, the one who makes them feel adored, respected, desired, and safe. That balance is where the spell lives. So when a client calls, don't rush to the fantasy. Let it unfold. Ask questions, stay curious, play with emotion like it's foreplay. Because in this work, emotional tension is foreplay. And when done well, it's more powerful than any explicit scene could ever be. By the end of a call, he shouldn't just feel satisfied, he should feel connected, a little bit buzzed, a little bit breathless, a little bit like he's not ready to hang up, and if he's not ready to hang up, you've done your job beautifully. In the next module, we'll go deep into the structure of a full GFE call. From the moment he dials, to the emotional pacing, to the soft goodbye that keeps him coming back. You'll learn how to turn a casual caller into a long-term client just by the way you lead the rhythm of connection. But for now, remember this: seduction isn't about how you sound, it's about how you make him feel, and emotional loyalty, that's the new Schmeck's appeal. I'll see you in Module 4.